We're here in the Urban Co-op for this instalment of Organic Matters, the podcast brought to you by the Irish Organic Association, and it's a bit different this week. We're not on a farm. You can probably hear the hustle and bustle. There's customers coming and going, but I've been brought into kind of the reception area. There's lots of seating around, and with me is Anne Marr, who's the managing director of the Urban Co-op here. And you have very kindly prepared lunch for us, and it looks absolutely delicious. It is one of the freshest, most vibrant salads I've seen in a long time. So what have we got here in front of us?
Well, first of all, it's not that I do this every day, and you're more than welcome, Hannah. We have the scallions were from Larkins Farm, and we had, what else did we have in it? We had halloumi. Now that was imported, and actually tomatoes imported as well. But we had also local Irish white kimchi from Tally Foods, and the locally baked sourdough bread.
And it was all
with the Irish butter.
It's all absolutely delicious, and I'm looking forward to tucking in. But we have as well something that I haven't seen before, and I've seen kombucha before, that's what it is, but I've never seen Irish kombucha, and it's is it All About Kombucha? Is that the name? Have I got it right?
Yes. It's brewed and bottled by Emmett and Keith, All About in Clare, Galway. So it's organic kombucha. It's delicious. This one is turmeric immunity is the flavour of it, but kombucha is a very popular product here. We sell, it started off as a local community grocery, but we aim to sell as much nourishing foods as possible, so supporting local and organic.
And I guess that's kind of the whole ethos then of the Urban Co-op, and it's here just on the outskirts of Limerick City for anyone who doesn't know where it is. But I mean, how long has the Urban Co-op been in existence, and what is kind of the main thrust for people who've never heard of it before? What does it do? What does it stand for?
What does it stand for? Yes, it's the Urban Co-op is the trading name. It started off as Limerick Community Grocery, and it started off in 2013, so it's nearly 10 years old. The idea was to create something from the ground up with the community, which was actually prompted by the departure of Dell in Limerick at the time, because when Dell left as a big multinational employer, it left huge devastation in its wake, in that people were so dependent on it as a business. And a group of people came together with the objective to start some type of urban cooperative with the intention of creating employment locally and from the ground up ourselves, and generating the work for ourselves. So that was the intention with it, and it was set up in the first premises was Mulgrave Street in Limerick, and it moved to a second premises in Tate House in South Hill, and this is the third premises. So it has grown considerably since the start. It started off with 19 people, and the membership now has expanded to over 2,500.
Okay, will we tuck into this salad and then go inside and have a look at some more of the produce? Will we do that? Okay. We've come into the main shopping area now, and I suppose I've got one of the customers here. Can you tell us your name?
Derry.
And Derry, you have your arms full of produce, so give us a list of what you have there.
Well, what I have is a big lump of ginger. I've got the lovely
the dates. Oh, they're fantastic.
Yeah, the lovely big juicy dates, and I have turmeric, fresh turmeric, and we have some peppers, and
I love coming in. I love kind of all the smells. Like, you have your big kind of lump of ginger there, and the smells are just so brilliant. But what is it kind of about the place? Is it the quality of the food that you can get here?
It's both the quality of the food, which is the first thing, but also the whole idea of the co-op, where it's mutually beneficial. It's cooperative. Everybody gains. It's not exclusive in any way. So if you're a carnivore, you can get all the meat you want. If you're vegetarian, you can get that as well. If you're vegan, you can get that as well. So there's no kind of hierarchy. But if you're looking for a good, wholesome, healthy food that is cooked that is produced, that's in alignment with what's good for us. In other words, very few chemicals, the way nature has meant it to be, then that can still be done. It will still cost a little bit more, but we can't solve the problem by saying organic food is too expensive, so you shouldn't be producing it. We should be solving the problem by making good quality food available to people who can't afford it.
I'm just here chatting to another customer now. Oh, could you tell us your name?
Yeah, my name is BJ.
And do you come here regularly to the Urban Co-op?
I don't come as regularly as I'd like. I'm not based in the city. I'm out in West Limerick, so the west of the county. But it's fabulous. I like to try and get in when I can.
And what do you like to get? Because you have a basket and it's kind of full of bits and pieces. But are you looking for kind of Irish food? Are you looking for organic food? What are you looking for?
It's kind of a mix, really. But I do like to support local produce as much as I can. I'm vegetarian, so I really like the selection of fruits and vegetables that they have.
Do you feel sort of a close connection to the farmers producing the food when you come here?
Yeah, I think so. And it's harder, I suppose, to maybe get into the milk market on the weekend. At least this is open kind of, I guess, 5, 6, 7 days a week, so you can come at a time that suits you and stuff like that. So yeah,
like something that people say is that it was kind of a bit more expensive to come places like here. Is that something that you consider when you're coming?
Personally, no, but it is something that I do hear. I guess being vegetarian, the fact that I'm not buying meat and stuff, maybe I'm not as price sensitive to a basket of shopping. But I've always thought that you get what you pay for. So I think we want the biggest cars, the best holidays. But when it comes to food, we want it as cheap as possible for some reason, and it's just not sustainable. So no, I never mind paying for food.
My name is Matthew.
And Matthew, what do you like about the Urban Co-op? Why are you here?
There is no simple short answer. The quality and the variety, and the fact that they're always looking to get new things. The range of products in this shop, I think, is bigger than in some supermarkets. It's just that they don't do large amounts, but its variety is incredible. I'm trying to keep track of everything they have in stock. I can't.
And is it say the things in your shopping basket, organic milk is there, and what other kind of things are you picking up? And do you try and get it as local as possible?
As local as possible, the fresh vegetable, like things like lettuce and all the salad mixes. I don't think you can get anything that quality anywhere else, unless it's really organic, but it's very hard. It's very hard to get it.
And then say as well, is the organic element of it important to you?
Yeah, the fact that it's local, it's what they call a circular economy. It's kind of unique if you think about it. The supermarkets, the corporations, they don't care about it. Not really, If it works for them, I'm sure yes, but if it doesn't, that they don't care,
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'll leave you in peace. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
We've come back into the main shop area now. That was a delicious lunch, and actually something that we ate that you mentioned was Larkins Hill, the scallions were from that. So yeah, you can just see it's just teeming and really kind of vibrantly green. All of the salads, they just look fantastic, and there's a couple of things there as well. There's a good mix of stuff between kind of rocket, and also then as well we have Adair microgreens as well.
Those are sprouted greens. Yeah, the microgreens, they're very popular.
That's very cool and hip.
Yeah, it is. But actually they're really very, very popular with the customers, and we sell quite a lot actually. Yeah,
because I was going to say, how many organic suppliers do you have here?
On our books directly there's 37, but I know there are certain organic suppliers then that would be coming through the distributors as well. So there are far more individual products, but so far it's 37 on our system.
And we keep motoring along here, and we're getting to the more refrigerated section. So what else do we have in front of us?
Here we have John Listonham oil, organic grass-fed beef, which is 100% grass-fed. Again, this was a new product. John started to sell us direct. And the price point was higher than what customers were used to, and it took a little bit of time to sell, but my goodness, has it sold.
Well,
Customers are really, really interested in it.
Is it and what's the feedback like from
Very
people?
positive, very, very positive.
And is it the taste or
the
what
taste,
is it?
But also, I know a lot of our customers would be interested in their own health, but you have a lot of people who are, say, doing the ketogenic diet, and also a lot of recovering vegans.
Oh, really?
We would see that quite a lot. So that they come back and they want really good quality meat. So that's really interesting. We don't, I suppose, as a cooperative, the cooperatives in Dublin and Cork are, they're vegetarian based, and we provide all foods as such. So we meet people where they're at, but obviously people will be going through different dietary preferences, but we would see trends very clearly.
I guess another interesting one as well is milk. And we talked about the salad that we were eating, and you talked about kind of imported halloumi, but I mean, we have milk in front of us and a variety of cheeses as well. I mean, what's customer demand like for Irish dairy products?
I have to say, the customers do love their cheese, and if we had more space for more cheese, I think we would certainly sell it. We are limited in a way to the fridge space that we have, so they do absolutely love it. And in many ways, individual connection is really, really important. And one of the things we've worked at over the years is really, once you give people the connection of where their food comes from, you engage that emotional connection, and people maintain their loyalty to that supplier. So it's taken time to get to that point, but it is really about, getting to meet who are the people who are eating your food. And I would really, really love to see more Irish cheeses. And I think, again, look, with supply lines being disrupted from imports, while we do import some cheese, most of our cheese is Irish, and we try to, have a good variety of the different types of cheese that people like.
And there's a Cashel Blue there as well from the Little Milk Company. It's actually, the Cashel, it's all sold out. That's a good sign, really, isn't it?
It is, yes, it is.
In terms of, I see butter, but I can't see any organic butter.
No, it's hard to get organic butter unless we import it. So, again, if we can get Irish organic butter, we would be delighted to sell it.
If anyone's listening and has any
Delighted
plans
to sell it, and we would be delighted to promote it. We just would be very proud of it. Everything tastes better with butter. Everything.
Very true. Never a truer word spoken. Something that crops up a lot, I go to a lot of farm walks, either organic or conventional, and something that comes up a lot is that farmers think that customers won't pay for more for a litre of milk in the shop, for example, or that they won't pay more for vegetables, and that's a big problem. I mean, how have you found demand and also consumers that are willing to pay for produce?
It was always the key point, and I have to say, over the last 2 years, that point has changed. Initially, we might have had customers who would balk at the idea of spending maybe 17, 18 euro for a chicken, but now there is no question. But a lot of it is because we have educated people to say, well, this is how you use this food and how you get good value out of it. What we would see is customers who come back to us or week after week, and they say, actually, I don't waste food now because I spend good money on good food. I actually spend less than I used to spend when I didn't value it. So there is a whole shift in consciousness, and it's not just about the price point, but it's really, really important. It's really one of our key points, is that if we don't get the customers to value the food and get the farmers to value the food that they produce, we won't have it. Because otherwise, as you see, there's the race to the bottom between the loss leaders in supermarkets. And a lot of people will say, well, look, I could get that cheaper in Lidl. And of course you could. But you won't get this experience. You won't get this calm environment. You won't get this positive, supportive environment. You will get the rat race in the other supermarkets where they can't get you through the checkout quick enough. Here you'll have a conversation. Here you'll get that supported chat about what's happening in your life. You'll have that social engagement. That's priceless. But at the same time, we've learned to be more savvy ourselves. Like as an organisation and as a social enterprise, we have struggled ourselves through the dependency that we would have had initially in the first few years on grants. And the idea of weaning ourselves off grants and saying, right, we have to be self-sufficient. So that's our own journey, and we're nearly there, but in a way that we get what it's all about. But at the same time, we will strongly defend, look, this is the cost. Like the farmer gets paid about 70% of what we take in. The 30% pays the bills. It's that simple, you know. If we make any more, then that goes back in towards making things better here.
And that's a lovely idea, because even when we look at eggs here, and I can see like as a lot of packs of eggs, but we have, say, Larkins Farm, Esther's eggs, and they're $3.45 for a half dozen, and that's kind of a strong price for organic food. But that's what you're saying, that you need that price because 70% of it goes back to the farmer and supports the farm family, and people are willing to pay that, thankfully.
They are willing to pay it, and again, when people have the emotional connection with the consumer and between the consumer and the supplier, people, they really don't have problems paying for it, and again, our mission really is to improve the access to nourishing food. So like our job here is to provide this 7 days a week, and we do that. We make it easy for people to get it. So life is very stressful, like to actually go and get food. If you think about it clearly, to go into a big supermarket and actually try and find food, it's full of products, it's full of commodities, but there's very little food, very little nourishing food, very little organic food. And what we have done here over the years is try to make it simpler for you to get everything you need in an environment that is conducive to health.
And what's the next step now for the Urban Co-op? Do you want to see more people come on as members? Do you want to expand the premises? I mean, where ideally do you want it to go next? Do you want to see more farmers coming to you with produce? What do you want to see?
Well, we would love to inspire farmers to keep going, as number one. We certainly would like to inspire farmers to consider going organic. There is demand out there. We can champion on your behalf, absolutely. We'd love if farmers come in and chat to us and get that inspiration, because this started from a very small idea. So we know that the potential is there to do great things. We do totally understand that food is the way forward. It absolutely is the way forward. And it can regenerate cities, it can regenerate communities. So, and we're much stronger together. Like for many, many years in the food business, all the farmers have been really isolated, and they are paddling their own canoes, and it's really, really hard. But here we want to say, look, how can we help you? How can we get you a good price? How can we make you viable again? We all have our challenges. It's not easy. It's in no way is it plain sailing. But for all the benefits that we have seen in the community, it is so worth it. It is, so worth it. So it's a good time. I think with the food security issues that are happening in the world, I think it's never such a good time to stick with it. Go organic if you can. Get the support, and let's feed ourselves and nourish ourselves.
And thank you very much for that. You have been listening to the Organic Matters podcast with the Irish Organic Association, and for more information you can go to www.irishodganicassociation.ie. But tune in next week and subscribe to make sure you get the next episode.